All right, so doing a little load development with my M40A6. This was built by GA Precision. It's not a true to spec. It doesn't have the spec scope mount. I put a Larue QD bipod because I rotate that bipod between this gun and my Larue. So, and then I'm doing load development with H4895 and Sierra Match King 175 grain. And I typically don't shoot off the bipod when I'm trying to do my load development. And I'm also doing it at 300 yards, so I want to shoot off my Precision Rifle Solutions tripod and cradle system. And a lot of people say, why, Hoot? Why do you do it? Why do you stay with the legacy guns? Well, you just wouldn't understand. Legacy Surefire suppressor. Here's bipod. Remington RACS. Bender 3 to 12, and has the MTC knobs. All right, so when the Marine Corps went to the Schmidt Benders and started issuing them around, I believe it was late 2006, 2007. I lived outside the schoolhouse, went by, and they had the new Schmidt Benders, and got to see how the MTC knobs work and how mills is the way to go. And the very next week, I went out to Premier Reticles, which was located in Winchester, Virginia. I bought this scope. Jerry at Premier, who now works for Schmidt & Bender, he mounted this optic for me. At the time, I had an M40A5, I believe, that I was shooting. He got everything set up, mounted in rings for me, and it's a fantastic scope. And I've had this thing ever since. Now, anybody who came up on the Unertl legacy system, with the Unertl, you had a really super complicated way of zeroing, and when they went to the MTC knobs for the Schmidt & Bender, just absolutely night and day difference and ease of zeroing with these knobs. And the MTC stands for more tactile clicks, which for every mil, it clicks into position for each mil. So if you start from 0 and I want to get a 1, I just go to the big clunk, go to 2, go to the big clunk. If I'm going in between, it's got kind of clicks in between, but it's very easy, has it for both elevation and windage. Very nice system. 3 to 12 magnification, don't need a ton, just need enough. And it has the reticle. And then one other system that the Marine Corps, I believe, did really well is going with the Larue QD mounts. This is not the one that goes on this optic. I'm not a big stickler for being exactly clone correct. And this one works out really well. Gives me the correct height. I do have a PVS 27 that I put on here and doesn't shift anything. It's very reliable, very repeatable, and the optic mounts on super tight. Everybody always asks, the tighter the better, in my opinion. I put it on really tight, and I could still get it off. That's what she said. And then I've got the Scout Sniper cap that I found on range 4 one time out at Wreckfire with the civilian marksmanship program, and wound up finding this in the grass. I've had that ever since. Some pig lost their gear and equipment. I wound up finding it, and it became mine. Gear adrift is a gift. Hell yeah. And so I've had that on there ever since I've had that optic. So very nice. The M40A6, built by GA Precision. We're gonna go down and take a look at the groups, see how it's shot. All right, guys, so the other thing I love about this rifle is the folding stock capability. The folding stock locks up very well, very solid. It's got just a little bit of play in there, but very solid. And then when you have it in your patrol configuration, it just tucks right up underneath your arm. I don't have my sling, but tucks up real nice. With the sling and a sling configuration, when you have it in front of you, even with So I've had it before. I've had the clip-on night vision device, the PVS-27 on the front, and had my sling on this, and it just makes a nice U-loop. You can put it around your neck, around your pack. All right, guys, so I talked before about the sling configuration with the PVS-27 attached. So when you're in this configuration right here, you can still run your sling through your arm, carrying it like this. Just hold on to the bipod legs and sling it in this configuration right here, or just kind of muzzle down and it'll ride comfortably. And again, you can slide your arm out, and then when you go into standard sling configuration, it sits just like you would normally have it, where you have the sling, and you can still ride it in this configuration also. And pull an arm in or out, run it just like you would run an AR, right? And you could run it like this. So this configuration right here, very nice and compact, portable, and got the PVS-27 on there. People who've never toted a gun like this in this kind of weight configuration will always complain that this is way too heavy. All right, so just chronographing, so I'm going to be just doing a little practice at 400, a little right to left wind. Wind's pretty calm right now, so got a 2.2 and 0.2 right, a 305 neck on a 175 grain. All right, so this is Lake City Brass 305 neck, 305 mandrel, and 41.5 grains of 8208 with a 175 at 2810. Again, this is the 305 neck. All right, so the 306 neck, gonna chronograph 5 rounds out of this. All right, so 1/1000th neck tension difference. All right, so we got 13.1 before, now we get 6.4. It got as low as an SD of 6 on the 4th round. So literally the neck tension difference cut the SDs in half. So when you talk about neck tension on the bullet, it probably makes the most significance in your reloading. And as far as numbers go, now as far as groups go, we're going to shoot groups here in a second at 300 yards so you guys can see if there's any kind of a difference in groupings. But the SD numbers definitely are a lot lower with the 306 neck and the 336 bushing. All right, guys, so this is one of my original Caldwell flashbang hit indicators. Obviously, it's still working pretty well. And I have replaced the battery in it one time, but overall, this thing's been shot. Hopefully you guys can see that, but this thing's been shot. And it still works. So it's pretty nice. This is at 600 yards. I got this little hit indicator on here, but it's been a champ. It's been out here in the weather. So it's been exposed, it's been out in the weather, it's been out in the rain. It's still trucking. Very impressed. All right, this one's in good shape. We're gonna attach this one to the head. Now, historically, this one's actually gotten launched a few times. So the one attached to the head may not stay on. Just try to put it on as good as you can. We'll see how it does. All right, guys, so we're gonna do my 500-yard headshot challenge just to see and put on my elevation, which is gonna be 3.3. We'll do 3.2, and we've still got about same amount of windage, so we're gonna go 0.5 for windage. Right, get set up on the 500-yard headshot. Got the trigger cam so you guys can see, so we're gonna record. Okay, probably do 0.6. All right, 500-yard headshot challenge. See what we can get. Okay, just off the right. Gonna go 0.1 left. Impact. Good elevation. Impact. Add that 0.1. Knock the hit indicator off. All right, that was 4 out of 5. All right, so we're gonna go down range and check paint. We're gonna check the 500-yard target and see what that grouping looks like. Got 4 out of 5, and then we'll paint it again, and then we'll do another 5-round test to see if the 306 neck is shooting more consistent than the 305 neck. So we'll see. I did make some corrections, so but we're looking at more vertical than we are anything else. Windage wise, it's a little breezy today, but it's not over 5 miles an hour. So as far as windage goes, I shouldn't be having to do much. I think I'm at 0.6 for windage at 500 yards, so that's nothing significant. Yesterday at 500 yards, I was at, 600 yards, I was at 1.2 mils. That's how much wind was blowing yesterday. So we're gonna go check and see what we got. All right, so first 2 impacts, made an elevation change and got those last 2 impacts, and then sent the hit indicator flying up on top of the berm. And that was with the first shot on the head. So we're gonna paint this. And so the head is 8 inches wide, ear to ear, and 10 inches tall. Okay, so you guys got a good idea. Now I did make a windage correction and an elevation corrections. All right, what do you say, Fred the Head? Ready to do another round? Oh yeah, sure, we'll do another round. All right, next 5 coming up, 500-yard headshots. And wind is pretty damn calm. Take off a 10th. Right in the mouth. Can't count apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, can't count apparently. All right, last round. All right, that's 5 rounds. All right, so my 5 shots at 500 yards on the head. Fred the head, took a few, man. I think it's 1 there, and I guess 1, 2, 3, and 4 in there. So I had this one that I was aiming at the eye because I thought the wind picked up or let off. I thought it let off. So I aimed at the eye and basically hit at the eye. So all right, so configuration of just the rifle and a standard setup, suppressor, magazine inserted bipod, sling, and optic is 17.4 pounds. Once you add the PVS 27, get this sucker on there. Once you add the PVS 27, it goes up to 21 pounds. So 21 pounds total with the PVS 27 attached. Obviously, if you had a Raptor or a PEC 15 or something like that, it adds a little bit more weight to it. Probably another ½ pound up to possibly a pound, depending on what kind of system you have. Good weight ratios, 21 pounds is not that bad fully configured, so that's pretty nice. All right, so in this configuration right here, I've got the all mounted up, got it on the tripod, and then got the PVS 27 attached. And so I got the full rig. This folds out. One share position. And the setup is really nice. All right, guys, hopefully you guys like my video of my M40A6. So this is the configuration. Stocks folded. PVS 27 attached. Got the Surefire suppressor all set up, ready to go. Mounted on a tripod. Precision Rifle Solutions tripod. If you guys like the video, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Follow me on Instagram, and you can always go to my website for training. Want to see this gun in person? Sign up for training events. I'm going to start setting up May and June, and then going into late summer and then back into the fall. So hit me up. Till then, keep a point of aim, point of impact.